Hello all, welcome to shanthalakshmiias Academy. In today's session, we are going to discuss about Enforcement Directorate, which was recently in news because Supreme Court has criticized the style of functioning of the Enforcement Directorate. It has remarked that Enforcement Directorate cannot function arbitrarily without providing the written grounds of arrest to the accused individuals. Right? This judgment came as a plea of a real estate group who was arrested in a Prevention of Money Laundering Act. In this context, we need to understand what is Enforcement Directorate. So, Enforcement Directorate is neither a statutory body nor a constitutional body. It is a financial investigation agency and the economic law enforcement agency of the Government of India. Its mandate is to look into the offences of money laundering and the violation of foreign exchange laws. So its headquarters are located in New Delhi. Coming to the history of this Enforcement Directorate, it started as an enforcement unit in 1956 under the Department of Economic Affairs. Later, it got transferred from the Department of Economic Affairs to the Department of the Revenue. Initially, it handled the exchange control laws violations under Foreign Exchange Regulation Act 1947, which got repealed in the year 1998. In the year 1957, the unit was renamed as Enforcement Directorate. So the Enforcement Directorate currently draws its statutory powers under different acts. That is, Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999, Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, Fugitive Economic Offenders Act 2018. In this act, it prevents the persons who are involved in economic crimes from escaping the country. And it also derives its statutory powers under Conservation of Foreign Exchange and Prevention of Smuggling Activities 1974. That is, it looks into the Hawala transactions where they were illegally transferring the money. Coming to the composition of Enforcement Directorate, the director is the head of the Enforcement Directorate. He was assisted by the special directors. This director is appointed in accordance with the provisions of Central Vigilance Commission Act 2003. The center appoints the director on the recommendation of a high-level committee, which was headed by Central Vigilance Commissioner. The tenure of the director is usually 2 years, but the tenure can have a maximum of 3 annual extensions. Coming to Enforcement Directorate's jurisdiction, both Foreign Exchange Management Act and the Prevention of Money Laundering Act apply to the whole of the India. So ED can take action against any person on which this act applies. The cases under Foreign Exchange Management Act lies in the civil courts. The cases under Prevention of Money Laundering Act lies in the criminal courts. So all the public servants who are involved in money laundering, they come under the jurisdiction of the Enforcement Directorate. Enforcement Directorate also has the quasi-judicial powers. That is, it has the powers of a civil court where it can summon an individual. Under the quasi-judicial powers, under Section 50 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, it has the powers of a civil court. Under the Section 16 of Prevention of Money Laundering Act, it has the powers to search and seize the property. Whereas under Section 19 and Section 45 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, it permits the Enforcement Directorate authorities to arrest and grant bail. Enforcement Directorate cannot take an action on suo moto. Suo moto means on its own. That it cannot take action on its own. That is, that a person has to file a complaint before any investigation agency or a police, then only Enforcement Directorate can investigate into that particular case. Enforcement Directorate gets 60 days to file a charge sheet, and maximum punishment under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act is 7 years. Remember, it is 7 years. The matter will be resolved by the way of adjudication by the courts or in the special session courts, that is Prevention of Money Laundering Act courts. So let's have a look at the question. Which of the following statements are correct regarding Enforcement Directorate? It is a statutory body. It is a part of the Department of Revenue under the Ministry of Finance. It can take suo motu actions. It has quasi-judicial powers. Choose the correct answer. A, all of the above. B, only 2 options are correct. C, only 1 option is correct. And D, only 3 options are correct. Write down the correct answer in the comment section. Hope this session is helpful. Thank you.